Hey Liz, it's almost my hysterectomy.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
And what the heck is that?
Well, it's the anniversary of my hysterectomy that started the healing of my endometriosis.
Right. I totally forgot you went through all of that.
Oh, yeah.
I know it was horrible for
Oh, that is an understatement, my friend. Fun fact, did you know that studies show 1 in 10 women have endometriosis, and even that is probably a total understatement. Most women suffer for years and they have absolutely no idea what it is that's behind all their pain.
That's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that a lot of women are totally dismissed by their doctors who just call it normal period pain.
Oh yes, and there is not one thing normal about it. It is hell on earth, people. Girl, I have so many words about that.
Then say them all, my friend. I think it deserves a whole episode.
Indeed it does. Welcome to Cougar College, y'all. Okay, here we go.
Hello, Cougar students, and thanks for joining us again. We are the Cougars. I'm Liz.
And I'm Krissy, and we're on a midlife mission to know it all.
But we are not here to teach middle-aged women how to pick up young men.
Nope.
We are not that kind of cougar.
No, but don't leave, because you are going to learn something new today.
Yep. And the first thing you are going to learn about is an amazing young artist from the Raleigh-Durham area. Sorry, not era.
Not the era.
Not the era.
Area.
The Raleigh-Durham area. And his name is Justin Leitner. How do you say that?
I think it's Leitner.
Leitner.
That's
Okay.
what I always said.
Perfect.
Leitner. He is awesome.
He is awesome and one of my favorites in the studio. And this is the piece that I just bought, actually. Justin is an oil painter who specializes in tiny pieces of original art that evoke thoughtful reflection and absolute hilarity. Whether creating a spectacular landscape highlighted with gold leaf infusions or a fabulously painted raccoon gnashing on a hot dog, Justin's paintings are nothing short of stunning. Easily collectible due to their petite size, Justin has loyal customer following. You can find his work at KF Studios Handmade Marketplace in Davidson, North Carolina, where we are right now, or follow his Instagram page at Leitner_studios. And yeah, so this arrived when, a couple weeks ago?
Maybe a couple weeks ago, yeah.
Okay, and it's a crow painting. And obviously I'm in my crow era.
I want to be in crow era. Does that have some of the gold leaf on it too?
Oh yeah,
Yes, it does. Oh,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous.
So it says oil and gold leaf right back here, and it's called Lunar Crow. Obviously, as soon as it arrived, it spoke to me.
Oh, yes.
And who knows why I have taken 2 weeks to buy it. But yeah, I feel like you painted it for me. I feel like you know me, Justin. I feel like you know me. So
I did that for you, Liz.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I always tell people when they come in, if you keep coming in and looking at something, it is yours. It is
Absolutely.
calling your name.
Yes.
And Liz, that was calling your name.
It was.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put it on my desk at home, and it's going to bring me joy every day.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Thank you, Justin.
All right. And now we're going to talk about this episode's Cougar Cocktail. So since we are talking about endometriosis in this episode, y'all, I chose a wine called 19 Crimes because when I had endometriosis, I felt like I was in prison, because if you have endometriosis or if you've ever dealt with it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is like you are living in a jail cell.
I mean,
So-
you couldn't leave your house.
No, I couldn't. It was only, I just opened a business too, and about a month into it, I was teaching art classes and I couldn't do it.
Which one was that?
It
Sanctuary?
was, no, it was, gosh,
Creative.
the casual creative.
Casual creative.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
had all these classes lined up and I couldn't do it, and I had to cancel all my classes because I was in excruciating pain. So I saw this wine, 19 Crimes, and they have a lot of different ones, but this one also has an Irish guy on the front of it. And my husband's Irish, and both my children are Irish. And so I thought I need to get this. Another funny fact is my husband is an Irish citizen. Both my children are Irish citizens, but I am not. I can birth Irish citizens, but I can't be one.
Wait, you're not one by default?
No. Apparently you have to live there for 3 years, but because Kevin is Irish, my children can be Irish by default. So they have Irish passports and all the things, and so they can get
They can go and you're left behind.
Oh yeah, if we're in like Europe and we're traveling, they can just go in the welcome home line, and I'm like, hi, I'll be over here with the weird Americans.
Yes.
And they just make fun of me. Anyway, so we are gonna try, what is this, 19 Crimes, and y'all, I don't usually drink red wine.
Yeah, this is a red.
I
this
never
is
drink
out
red wine.
of our wheelhouse.
Yeah, but I mean, the guy on there, he's a good-looking Irish guy.
Yes.
Look at that guy.
All Irish guys are good looking.
Are they?
Yeah.
Mine is. I don't know about all of them, but
I'm like
mine definitely
like
is.
5% Irish.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But they say that I think all Simpsons, so my maiden name is Simpson. I think, I used to think that they would say that all Simpsons have Irish in them, but I think
really?
it's Scottish.
Oh, I don't know. I am the perfect American mutt.
Oh yeah, well
if you look at my stuff, I am the perfect American mutt.
I'm not
That
as
is
perfect
in
as
there.
you are, but I'm
I
definitely
would
a mutt.
say I'm perfect. But
I'm a mutt. I'm totally a mutt. I've got
all
it
right,
all.
let's do it.
Cheers, friends.
Yay! Holy crap, I like this.
Me too. It reminds me of a Pinot Noir. It's a red blend.
What is this? It's what does it say?
Yeah, it's a red blend. See,
Okay,
revolutionary
yeah.
red blend.
I don't like red wine.
Ooh,
And
it's really
this
good.
is really good.
It is. It's smooth.
Oh my, it's really dark. If you look into the cup, it's really dark. You
Yes.
can't see through it.
It's
Y'all,
good. It's good.
2 paws
Yes,
up.
same.
Oh my god, that's 4 paws
Same.
out of 4.
Love it.
Love it.
Thank you, 19 Crimes.
I'm gonna suck this sucker down. Luckily, I had my enzymes so that I don't feel bad. We'll see what happens tomorrow,
Yes.
but anywho, here we go. Sip number 2. You know, you always have to
Oh
take
yeah.
sips.
Number 2.
Mm,
And we're gonna need one.
that's good.
Okay,
Okay,
Krissy, let's
yes.
talk about endometriosis.
Let's do it.
Give it to me straight.
Okay.
I'm curious, can we start with the timeline?
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. There was a time when doctors thought, and I remember because I remember being in the office and doctors telling me that when I would ask, do you think I have endometriosis? And they would say, no, that's an older woman's disease. So this was probably when I was about 35 years old.
Okay.
But now, if you Google it or you talk to a doctor who knows what they're talking about, which sadly, there just aren't a lot of doctors who know enough about endometriosis. It's a very elusive
Even
disease.
gynecologists, like your
Very few.
run of the mill. Okay.
There's just not that many. They're now realizing that it is a young woman's disease. And the reason I know this, so I had my hysterectomy when I was 44 years old, but my daughter Molly had endometriosis surgery when she was 14.
Crazy.
And I found a doctor at that point who would listen to us, and when I described, what she was saying, because when she was telling me what her pain was like, I was like, oh boy, I know exactly what you're describing, because it was identical to what I had gone through. So someone had suggested this particular doctor, and so I took her to him, and he was willing. He was like, no, he was the first person to say endometriosis is a young woman's disease. But I think, I don't want to give doctors a bad rap, because
Right.
I think that most doctors thought it was an older woman's disease, because by the time you were my age, at 44 years old, it had grown so out of control. That is when you're in excruciating pain. You are,
Right.
you can't function anymore. And so I believe that's why they thought it was an older woman's disease. It's not. It takes years and years and years and years for it to get to that point.
Goodness.
But, so going back to the very beginning, I started my period when I was 12, like, you know, most girls.
Right.
But at the very, very
Gosh,
beginning.
I started when I was 10.
So did Molly.
Oh my gosh.
So that's crazy.
Yeah.
But, so I was 12. But at the very, very beginning, it was excruciating. And it was heavy. I mean, heavy, you guys. And so it was a shock to the system.
Right.
To be like, you know, a carefree kid, blah, 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 and all of a sudden you're bleeding like crazy and you're in excruciating pain. And my periods would last from the very beginning, 12 days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah, 12 days. So I was in pain for 12 days, bleeding heavy for 12 days. And then all of a sudden it would go away. And so then I would take 5 days to recover from the pain.
Right.
Because when you're in that much pain all the time, it just does something to you. It jacks up your cortisol levels. It just makes you feel awful. And you pair that with being in puberty.
Oh my gosh.
God,
yeah.
it's a recipe for disaster.
Every aspect of your body.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And so, and when you are in a lot of pain and then the pain starts to go away, your body has to recover from it.
Yeah, and at 12, your frontal lobe is not developed.
Oh my God.
At all.
No, not at all. So 12 days bleeding, 5 days to recover, that's what, 17 days. And then I would start thinking, okay, I feel good today. So I might feel good maybe a week, and then I would start to panic because I knew it was coming. And so I think that also would jack up my cortisol levels, and it
gives you anxiety.
It was, oh my God, anxiety, because I was always worried about, you know, you're in high school or, well, at that point I was in middle school, and I would bleed through all the time.
Oh my gosh,
so,
no.
It was terrible.
Yes.
It was terrible.
Sorry.
I would stand up, look at my desk, and there was blood all over it.
Oh my gosh.
I would, you know, so, and boys, you can only imagine.
I can.
You can only imagine.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny though? I look back in that time. There was this one boy that was, I don't know, he must have been the best husband to someone.
Aww.
He was so kind. And I remember standing up, and I was in 7th grade, and there was blood all over the chair. And this sweet boy was like, "Hey, I'll take you to the bathroom." And he would hug me. He might have had a crush on me, maybe.
Probably. I would say yes.
But he was so kind. I remember his name was Mitch. I can't remember what his last name was.
Thank goodness for people
He was
like that.
so kind. And I remember he would give me his sweatshirt to wrap around my waist because I had blood all over my jeans. And he would make excuses for me.
Mitch, if you're out there,
oh, you're the
can
best,
you
Mitch.
Email us.
Please, Mitch, you're so wonderful. You were the best.
Aww.
So that's how it all started. And so I just got used to knowing that my periods were horrible, but my mom's periods were horrible too.
Right.
And so I was just like, okay, well, this is just hereditary. It's just the way it is.
Wait,
You know,
did she have endometriosis or no?
So I'm guessing yes, but she never got diagnosed. But she had a hysterectomy when she was 50.
Okay.
I mean, my sister has had a hysterectomy, y'all. It's in there. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure she
Yes.
is. I'm sure, because she's had a lot of the same symptoms that I have.
Okay.
But yeah, she
Right.
never got checked, and you can't check for it anyway. It's not like it shows up on anything. But
Right.
so anyway, I just got used to the pain. I got used to knowing. I think I went on birth control pills to try to help it, and it did help.
Okay.
It at least regulated the period, so I knew when it was coming.
Okay.
And it took
And
my
that was
pain
helpful.
levels down. Yes.
Okay.
But then when I got married and we decided to have children, I got off the birth control pills that I had been on for 11
Oh
years.
my gosh, yeah.
By the way, birth control pills are the worst.
Oh, they're the worst.
I could
They
talk.
gave me IBS.
Oh my God, I could talk for years about birth control pills.
Same.
But
Same.
at the time, they really did. They took my pain down, and it was helpful at the time.
Okay, that's good.
Fast forward, it was not helpful, but
Yeah.
at the time, it was a Band-Aid that I put on the problem. And so I went off birth control pills. I am very fortunate though, because a lot of people who have endometriosis cannot have children.
No, they can't, because
Yeah.
I have an acquaintance from high school who had it, I mean, probably as severely as you have,
Mhm.
and yeah, she had to get egg donors, and
Oh, Yeah, to go through that and also not be able to have children, that's the worst. Oh my God.
That's the worst.
Yeah. So I was very fortunate. I am fertile myrtle, y'all, and as soon as I got off my birth control pills, bam, pregnant.
You were so lucky.
I was very fortunate.
So, yeah, does that? I mean, we can get into this later, but like, how does it affect the fertility? The tissue eats the eggs.
I don't even know how it does it, but I know that the endometriosis. So Cougar students, if you've never heard of endometriosis, what it is so inside of your uterus you have like an endometrial lining, and it's what collects the blood, and then it sheds the blood once a month, and that's what causes your period. So when you have endometriosis, the endometrial lining, for some weird reason, goes nuts, and it grows outside of the uterus and just starts wreaking havoc. It grows on your bladder, it grows on your kidneys, it just...
On your ovaries.
On your ovaries.
So maybe that's why. It attacks the ovaries, and then they can't, the eggs are just...
Right. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what the science is behind the infertility of it all. But that's what happens.
They don't know either.
I don't think anybody really knows, to be honest.
I was trying to look up some of the what they thought was some of the causes, like retrograde menstruation and all these other theories. But I think they're probably just
they're
theories.
Guessing. Yeah, they're guessing. And in doctors' defense, no one really knows, and so I think people are just guessing and they're trying to figure it out, but no one really knows. So anyway. I was very lucky to be able to have children both times. We tried, I'd say we tried 5 times and I got pregnant twice.
Okay.
No issue there, y'all. Yes. Fertile myrtle.
Yep.
But after I had my 2 children and I decided, okay, well that's probably good. We're good. And I started having periods again. It was hell on earth.
Oh my gosh, I bet pregnancy was such a relief. Was it?
It was a relief.
Or did you still have the pain?
No, there was no pain.
Okay.
There was no pain when I was pregnant. Everything was fine. But when my period started again, it was like times 10.
Oh gosh.
It was crazy.
Yikes.
Yep. So again, though, I just got used to the pain. I thought, this is just my biology. My mom was in pain. I'm in pain. My grandmother was in pain. We're all in pain. It's just pain. pain, and more pain.
No.
But I just thought that was normal. But fast forward until I'm about 35 years old, and I was seeing a doctor that I just utterly loved. And I was describing, we were getting to know each other, and I was describing my history, and he was like, the look on his face was shock. And I was like, what's wrong? And he was like, that's not normal. Nothing about what you're saying to me is normal. And I was like, it's normal for me. And he was like, he did some tests, and we did some ultrasounds, and I remember him telling me, your ovary is very large. Your ovary, Cougar students, is supposed to be the size of an
almond.
Okay. An almond, but mine were at least one of them was much larger than that.
You said it was how big?
Well, by the time I had my hysterectomy at 44, it was probably, oh my God, I can't even quite remember. It was probably the size of not quite a grapefruit, but a baseball.
Gosh.
It was the size of a baseball, at least the size of a baseball.
Could you feel it in there?
Oh, girl, all I could feel was pain. It was pain every day of my life. It was excruciating. But he did tell me, he's like, your ovary is attached to your uterus. He goes, I don't know why, but I really do think that you're going to need a hysterectomy, and that ovary is going to have to come out with your uterus. And so I was like, oh my God, I know I'm done having kids, but there was something in me that just knew that if I'm going to lose one ovary, I have a feeling they're going to get in there and they're going to see something wrong with the other ovary, and then I'm going to be in menopause at 35 years old, and I just wasn't willing to do it. So I just had them give me the crazy painkillers, and every time I had a period, I took crazy amounts of painkiller.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
That sounds awful.
But he was the first doctor to tell me I needed my I needed a hysterectomy, and then he retired. Oh my God, I was so sad. When he left, I had to find a new doctor, and I saw a woman. She was fabulous. She looked at my x-rays and all of my, all the things that I had done before, and she was like, why the hell do you have that uterus? And I was like, what? She was like, get that uterus out. Let's get that uterus out. And I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. And she was like, Krissy, you need to get that out. You're done having kids. It's time. But again, I just knew that once I got the hysterectomy that I just knew I would lose both ovaries.
Wait, so they knew your uterus was what, inflamed, and
they knew it was tilted.
Okay.
They said I had a tilted uterus, which when anyone has a tilted uterus, it means that you have back pain during your periods,
yes.
you have
and
back labor. Yes,
okay.
childbirth is very extra painful because it's back labor, and I did have back labor with my children. But oh gosh, what did you just ask me?
Oh,
menopause just made me forget.
The uterus. I mean, they were like, you need to get that uterus out.
Yes.
So they knew it was inflamed.
They
knew
saw
it was
something wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like black.
But endometriosis doesn't show up on tests.
Nothing. It doesn't show up on anything. You can, and this is why I know, because I've had CT scans. I think I had, oh my God, 3 CT scans. I've had 2 MRIs.
Oh my gosh.
A million ultrasounds. It does not
show up. And what? They're sending you home and saying you're fine?
Yes, every test came back normal. And so they would say nothing's abnormal except that you have a tilted uterus. Nothing's abnormal. So let's fast forward until I was, oh my God, 42, 43. The pain was becoming unbearable. And I was seeing multiple doctors at this point who had done extra tests. And I remember at one point a doctor said, it's your gallbladder, because the pain had gotten so bad. It was like someone was stabbing me in the side. And it wasn't just during my periods anymore. It was just random times during the month. It was starting to react to what I ate.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because now I realize that endometriosis is like an autoimmune issue. It is a disease of inflammation. So if I was eating pasta, I would get a stab.
Oh my gosh.
If I was having cream in my coffee, I would get a stab. And the stabs don't just come, they stay. They would stay. So I started seeing this new doctor, which I loved, but he couldn't kind of figure out why I was in so much pain. And so he would put me on one drug and birth control pills again and all this stuff. Nothing was working because looking back, the endometriosis had grown so out of control, but no one even mentioned the word endometriosis to me ever.
Which is crazy to me, because I feel like, I mean,
this day and age, when a woman talks about what I'm describing, the first thing you should think is, oh my God, that's endometriosis.
Right.
It
but
really should
the
be.
term was out there.
It was out there.
Yeah.
But no one ever mentioned it to me. So he would do all these different, I can't remember all the things I did, all these different treatments, nothing worked. And at this point, Cougar students, I could tell doctors were getting sick of me, and I had gone to a gastroenterologist, I had gone to my GYN, I had been to, oh God, I can't remember how many doctors I was seeing at the time, because it was not only affecting my periods, it was affecting, I was constipated constantly.
Oh, gosh.
And it hurt when I went to the bathroom to just urinate. Everything was starting to hurt. And when I would eat, my stomach would get so inflamed, it would like almost push up. It almost felt like it was pushing into my rib cage, and I started coughing all the time. And so I was seeing all these different doctors.
Gosh. And what? They were telling you that nothing was wrong?
They were saying that I had GERD. What is GERD?
Oh yeah,
GERD.
GERD.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were saying you have high blood pressure, or you have...
Did you have a high blood?
No, my God, my blood pressure's always been like 100/60. And someone wanted to put me on blood pressure medicine. But I think that my blood pressure probably raised at the time because I was stressed.
Yes,
Yeah.
especially in the doctor's office, like your blood pressure can raise.
Oh, right.
Mine always does.
Oh, mine does too, because I'm always worried. I go in there, I'm like, I have cancer, but I don't. And then, but I'm freaking out because, you know, I'm a pessimist. I think everything's bad. Some of the doctors said, oh, you have excess stomach acid.
Okay.
So they wanted me to take PPIs. What are those? Those are like acid reducers or whatever.
For acid reflux and...
Yeah, but but I also knew at the time, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of problems. How can we all have high acid? Like, what's going on? We can't all have high acid.
No.
So, oh my God, I can't even remember how many doctors or what kind of doctors I went to. But I do remember one of the doctors said, it's definitely your gallbladder. And so I went and did I think it's called a Hydra scan, something. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. But I did it, and my gallbladder was just fine, y'all. Oh. And they thought it was my liver. My liver was just fine. They thought it was my bladder. My bladder was just fine. Everything that they told me, well, it's this, this, and this, or, you know, or, oh my God, you must have polyps in your ass. Ass polyps. And so I went, and I remember I did a...
which are a thing.
They are a thing.
Yes.
I did a colonoscopy and an endoscopy where they put it down your throat, and so they knocked me out for that. And everything came back completely normal.
Oh my gosh, I bet you were so frustrated.
Oh
at that
my
point.
God, Liz, I was so frustrated. If they had told me I had cancer, I'd been like, okay, yeah, well, there's an answer.
Sense.
That makes sense. I have an answer. Well, there was never any answer. So there came a point where I was talking to my GYN at the time, and I said, I think all of these issues I'm having are related.
Right.
And he said, no, that's not possible. And then I talked to my enterologist, whatever it is.
That's fine.
I was like, I have all these other issues. I think they're related. And he said, nope. I doubt it. It's not. It's just take your PPIs and go
Which
home.
is very, and I'm not bashing it, but it's totally Western medicine. They think everything's a separate issue. Eastern medicine, everything is connected.
Yeah. So when I talk about this, do you want some more?
Oh no, thank you.
When I talk about this, I start getting hot flashes because I know this sounds...
It's PTSD.
Yes, it sounds
Seriously.
dramatic, but when I talk about it, I get so upset internally. It's definitely PTSD.
Yes.
But
that kind of pain can trigger it.
And when you're in pain all the time, it does something to your mind, you guys.
It does.
You start to lose your mind. And when doctors keep telling you that
nothing's wrong with
nothing's wrong with you, it does something to your mind.
Right.
So
I'm glad you persisted.
Oh, well, I had to. I was in so much pain. I couldn't function on a day-to-day basis. So finally, one doctor suggested, okay, well, let's do an ablation, and that will stop your bleeding, that will stop your pain. And at the time, I was like, I'll do anything. So I didn't realize at the time that when you're in that much pain and you're bleeding that heavy, that really, you're not really a candidate for ablation. This was told to me by the doctor who actually ended up really helping me and did my hysterectomy and explained everything to me and told me, you have endometriosis. But at the time, I didn't know that. I just needed anything for my pain. And so they took me in. Oh my God. Okay.
Oh gosh.
It's not funny, but I have to laugh so I don't cry. So if you go online and you look up endometrial ablations done in a doctor's office, you will see websites that say, yes, that's just fine. Oh my effing no. Let me tell you this. My doctor couldn't do it for some reason, and so I chose a doctor that was in his practice who he recommended, And I went, and I did not see her until I came in for the ablation, but I thought, okay, I'm going to the hospital. I was like, no, you're going to do it in the doctor's office. So I came into the doctor's office, and
How old were you?
42.
Okay.
42. And she was like, okay, we're going to make you feel better. And she gave me a shot in my vag. It was very painful.
Oh my
by the way.
gosh, I know. What was it, like lidocaine or like Novocaine?
I don't know what it was, but it wasn't incredibly strong.
Okay.
And she said, you won't feel a thing. And she gave me the shots, because the shot's the worst thing. It was horrible. And I was like, okay, if that's the worst, I can do this. And then she did the ablation where they take scalding water and they burn out your endometrium so that you don't have a period anymore. And I felt every bit of it.
Oh my gosh.
And I was screaming, and Kevin said that he could, my husband said he could hear me screaming from the waiting room. And I remember she kept saying, this is not usual. Most people don't feel pain like this. And I'm like, okay. But again, looking back, they were just disrupting all those endometrial lesions that I had all over.
And you weren't a candidate.
And
that's why
was
you
not
felt.
a candidate. So the ablation made me worse. I was constantly bloated. It was horrible. I looked like I was 5 months pregnant. So before the ablation, I probably looked like I was 4 months pregnant all the time. But after the ablation, I was probably 6 months pregnant all the time, because all it did was piss off all those endometrial lesions, and they were like, oh, we're going to show you. But, so after the ablation, I was in even more pain, and so I would make appointments to go in and I would see these doctors. And the doctor who did my surgery, she was like, I don't know why you're still pain. You shouldn't have any more pain anymore. So she stopped seeing me, and I was in so much pain, and my mind was just, and I was losing my mind.
Yes, when you're in that much pain for that prolonged time period, you start
you think you're
going
crazy.
crazy and thinking you're crazy.
Yeah,
Yes.
you go crazy and you think you're crazy. And so I remember seeing another doctor when I went in, and I was describing my pain, and she rolled her eyes
Oh my gosh.
and looked at me and said, Mrs. Fury, every woman has pain. You're not special.
Oh my gosh, no.
And
No, thank you. Next.
I got up and I thanked her for her time, and I left and I got into the car and I bawled like a baby, because you're in that much pain and no one believes you.
Right.
No one believes you. And I got desperate, and I put out on Facebook, help. Does anybody know a doctor who can help me? And here's a funny story. When I said GYN, but a lot of people thought that I meant gym. And so I got all these gym referrals. So many people. Oh my God, try CrossFit. Try Planet Fitness. I love this. It was freaking, that did make me laugh. But then I had 2 people private message me and said, Krissy, what you're describing sounds like endometriosis. Now before that, I had never even heard the word.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I had never heard the word endometriosis. So this was, by this time I was probably 43. And so 2 people texted me. I didn't know them all that well, but they private messaged me and they said, Krissy, you sound like you have endometriosis. This is the doctor you should see. And they were both not related at all. They didn't know each other, and they both told the same doctor.
Oh.
So I made an appointment to see this doctor, and I went in and I told him what I was feeling. I told him about the ablation, and he's the one who said, no doctor should have given you an ablation.
Oh my gosh.
No doctor. And he described to me what was happening with me, and I said, do you think this could be endometriosis? And he said it could be. It could be. He was like, you might have a little bit in there. He was like, but I think the biggest issue is the ablation caused some issues. And so we scheduled, because what you need to do is it's time. It's time to have your hysterectomy. And I said, all right, I'm ready. I was 44 at that point, so I thought, okay,
And you had been
it's
in
done.
pain long enough.
Years and years and years,
Yeah.
yeah. So we made the appointment, and I totally forgot. At one point, I was in so much pain. This is before I even saw Dr. Al, and I had to go to the emergency room. I was on a morphine drip.
Oh,
That's how much pain I was in. They put me on a morphine drip. They thought I had
Kidney stones.
kidney stones.
Yes.
They thought I had
Oh
kidney
my
stones.
gosh.
And so they put me on a morphine drip and did all these tests, and which all came back negative. Everything, they said everything is normal. Oh, they told me I was constipated.
Oh my God. And that's the type of pain that you
Yep.
get.
I mean, I
from
guess I was
constipation.
constipated, but that was not what was causing my
Oh
pain.
my gosh.
So anyway, we made the appointment for the hysterectomy, and I was in so much pain. I kept calling him, and so let me go back a little bit.
Yes.
All the doctors that I saw at some point got sick of me because they got sick of me talking about the pain. I don't know if it was because they just couldn't help me or if they didn't believe me. There's a great many of them who did not believe me, but I could tell when the doctor walked into the office by the look on his face or her face if they were done with me or not. I could tell.
Yeah.
And so doctors at first would be really kind to me. Maybe the second the second visit they would be kind to me. By the third, they were getting kind of reluctant to see me, and by the fourth visit, they were not kind to me anymore.
They didn't want to do the work to try to figure
No,
it out.
they did not
Yeah.
want to deal with me anymore.
Yeah.
They didn't believe me, and that again.
That messes with you.
Oh my God. Yes, it does. And I'm sure there are millions of women out there who have had the same experience that I had, where you are in gut-wrenching, excruciating pain, and the doctors just don't believe you.
Yeah.
Or your friends or well-meaning family are saying, oh, you just have bad periods. It's just a bad period. It's not a bad period, y'all.
No.
It's hell on earth.
Yeah.
It's hell on earth. You are a captive inside your own body. It's like, I used to describe it as there's a little gnome inside my body and he's covered in barbed wire and he's just walking around hitting me from every side. And he's also got a little dagger in his hand and he's also stabbing me.
And then he's gluing all your organs
Yes.
together. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
Seriously.
So then we got to Dr. Al. So fast forward again. He believed me, but I would contact him and I would try to. I was in so much pain that I was trying to move the hysterectomy up, and I would go see him. And it's not that he was sick of me, but I could tell he was frustrated because he couldn't help me with my pain at the time.
Right.
So he wasn't trying to get rid of me like I felt like the other doctors were, but he was just like, he was frustrated.
Right.
And we were about a week out from my surgery, and I was like, if you told me that you could cut me open right now, I would do it. And he's like, I can't do it right now. And so I begged him for any kind of pain med. I was like, you've got to give me something so that I can make it through. Because I would get up in the middle of the night and I would just walk circles around the house.
Oh
I was
my
in so
gosh.
much pain. Or I would lay in the bathroom on the floor and I would cry and I'd shut the door. I didn't want to wake up my husband.
Right.
I didn't want to freak anybody out because my kids at the time were probably, I don't know, 12 and
They were
14.
little.
Yeah, I did not.
Younger, not little.
They were
but
younger and I
Yeah.
didn't want to scare them.
Right.
Because I was getting to the point where I thought, this has got to be cancer.
Right.
What else could it be?
Right.
I mean, to have this much pain, something really bad is going on. So I went to see Dr. Al again, and I was like, you got to get me something to get me through the next week. I'm in so much pain. So I think he gave me opioids at that point,
Yeah.
reluctantly. He's like, I
Right.
can't give you this. And I'm like, you've got to give me something. I'm dying. And
Were
he
you
was-
able to sleep
No.
with those? No.
I wasn't able to sleep, so I think he even gave me Percocet, and
Ooh, I don't like Percocet.
I couldn't.
I'd rather take a Vicodin or something, or like a
I
Tramadol.
think he gave me
Percocets make me
oxycodone.
throw up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oxycodone makes me throw up too, because that's what they give you for kidney stones.
Yeah.
oh, girl,
Yeah.
no, thank
Well,
you.
at first he gave me oxycodone. That did nothing. And then he gave me Percocet. It did nothing.
Yeah.
So
They don't really work.
They don't
let's
work.
be honest.
They don't work for me. They don't work for me.
They don't work. If I have bad kidney stone issues, I don't take anything anymore.
It's like nothing. Yeah, nothing works. So anyway, finally, we get to the day of the surgery, and they wheel me in, and I look at Dr. Al and I say, "What are the chances?" Because I've had a C-section, which I
Right.
hated. I hated having a C. I hated being cut open hip bone, and so for my second daughter, I said I'll do anything not to do that again. I want a VBAC.
Do you know why you had a C-section?
Oh yeah, Lily was
breech.
she was breech.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was head down the entire time, and then
she flipped.
this is funny. We were watching the Yankees, and I was jumping up and down. I was so angry at the Yankees. And that night, my water broke. I think she flipped. So she, when we got to the hospital, she was butt down, not head down.
No.
And so I had to have, a C-section. It was fine. It was fine. But
At
I didn't
that
want to
point,
do it
you
again.
have to. Oh yeah.
You have to. Yeah. They
You
don't
have a choice.
They don't, because of insurance issues. They're not going to stick their hands up there and try
Yeah,
to turn anybody anymore. So for Molly, I said I would do anything not to have another C-section. So I did. I had a great doctor who was like, no problem. We'll do a VBAC, and he was very careful, and I did it.
Okay, good.
So when I was getting ready to go under, I asked my doctor, what are the chances you are going to have to open me up? And he said, oh, Mrs. Fury, we don't do that anymore. This is going to be laparoscopic. We're going to go in, 2 little incisions on each side and 1 through your belly button. We're going to take the camera in there, and it's going to be easy peasy, no problem. And then I said, well, what are the chances you're going to take both my ovaries? And he said, we're not going to take both your ovaries, no problem. We're going to keep one of your ovaries so you're not in menopause. Everything's going to be fine. So
famous last words.
Famous last words. And again, I don't blame him because
How
would
he have known?
No one knew what they were gonna see when they got in there. So the surgery, which is supposed to be 2 hours or less, was over 4 hours, and my husband was freaking out. Mm-hmm. And when Dr. Al came out to talk to my husband, he said, your wife was so jacked up. He goes, I've never seen anyone so eaten alive with endometriosis. He said her organs were glued to each other. So it took us all that time to cut her organs off of each other. So it was all over my bladder, which was why my bladder, I constantly had something called bacterial vaginosis, which is a bacterial issue. But it's because of the endometriosis, because it was just so jacked up. And I had some bladder infections, which makes sense now because it was all over my bladder. So my bladder was stuck to my uterus, my ovaries were stuck to my uterus. It explains why I was so constipated, because it was all over my intestines.
Your intestines?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
I don't think I realized that. Mm-hmm. But obviously it's all right there. Mm-hmm. You just don't think about it. You don't think about it. So everything was stuck together. Goodness.
So he had to cut everything off of each other. So when I finally woke up, I was in, oh my God, the pain was unbelievable. Because not only did they have to cut me open and pull out my uterus and my ovaries, but they had to cut all of my organs off of each other. And I have heard, I didn't have this issue, but I have read accounts where they have found endometrial lesions in people's brains.
Oh my gosh.
So crazy. Once it just gets crazy, it just takes over.
It takes over.
Yeah, it takes
over.
Can
it kill you in that sense? If it gets up here?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
What does it do when it gets up here?
I think it just makes you, it inflames your brain. It probably causes like an autoimmune encephalitis. It just makes you crazy. It makes you think you're crazy.
Right.
Because...
And then no one listens to you.
No one listens to you. So you really do.
Fun.
So you start questioning yourself.
Yes.
So when I woke up and I was finally, they, had me jacked up with mass amounts of morphine. He came in and he looked at me and he said, Mrs. Fury, I had to open you up and I had to take both your ovaries. And I just started weeping because I knew, okay, now I'm in menopause. And I remember, I mean, other people have had great experience with C-sections. I hated it. I hated being cut open like that.
Right. No.
It was hard. You can't lift your legs, and when you cough, it hurts. When you sneeze, it hurts.
The recovery is so much longer.
Yes, it's much longer. And this was pretty intense. So, and then he told me, he was like, you were like Frankenstein in there. He's like, I've never seen anything like it. And he looked at my husband. He's like, I don't know how she was walking around like that.
Gosh.
And my husband was like, she wasn't. She was in bed 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
Because she was in so much pain.
Goodness. How are you even running a business?
Right. I wasn't. I opened the business, and then I let Maria take over. Because I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
Right.
So anyway, after that, he did tell me, he's like, you are now in menopause. And I was 44, so that's better than being 35 in menopause. But he said you're going to start having hot flashes in about 3 days. And I thought, whatever. I like being warm. I'm usually cold. How bad can it be? Holy hell, y'all! Hot flashes. So when you're thrust into menopause like that, it's a whole different story than naturally going into menopause. It's just, your body's like, what the F is happening here? And it is crazy. So I remember I started counting how many hot flashes I had a day, and I remember I was counting up to 25 a day.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
It was like one would...
That's awful.
It was terrible. And when I could feel them starting, they would start in my legs and like climb up my torso, and I was like, here it comes. But anyway, back up a little bit. There's so much to say. He did tell me, and he was right. He said, I cannot give you hormones right now because endometriosis is fed off of estrogen, and your estrogen levels were very high. So now you don't have any, but if I give it to you, the endometriosis that's left, because you can't get it all. It's impossible to get all of it because some of it is microscopic. You can't see it. So he said, if I give you hormones now, it's just going to grow back and you're going to be in pain. So we're going to have to wait 6 months. And I said, okay, again, how bad can it be? So, holy hell. Not only so let me just say this, the pain was gone. I did not even realize how much pain I was in until I was not in pain. Because I remember saying this thing to my husband. I ate something and I said, oh my God, I can't feel my food. And he said, what the hell are you talking about? And I was like, I can't feel the food in my stomach. I ate and I can't feel the food. And he said, Krissy, you're not supposed to feel food in your stomach. And I said, but every time I ate, I would be in pain and my stomach would be bloated and it would push up into my rib cage and I would cough, and I had no idea that was because of the endometriosis.
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
It's awful.
Yes.
But again, no doctor realized that's why.
Right.
Yeah, because I forgot, I'd also been to doctors about my lungs.
Right.
And whatever they are. Y'all, you name a doctor, I've seen them.
I can't believe it took that long for them to figure it out.
Yeah, and they would never have figured it out except that they had to open me up. They went in.
Right.
But he did say, it was like, yeah, we put that camera in there through your belly button, and we were like, oh hell no. We pulled that camera out and opened you up because there was no way we were going to be able to do this. And I was like, dude, that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. That's the way it had to be done.
Yes.
So,
was it a relief? Were you like, afterwards?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a huge relief. I mean, the surgery was painful. So,
and I've heard that recovery is
it's rough.
Quite rough.
It's rough.
Yes.
And I think mine was a little bit more brutal
I'm
because they had to cut all my organs off each other, and so that was crazy. So when I was home recovering, it was very painful, but I took my drugs. Drugs was very, very helpful. Thank you drugs. Thank you opioids. I did not get addicted to.
Thank goodness.
So I took the opioids for about a week, and then after that, it got better, and so I think I was taking Tylenol after that. But it was hard. It was hard,
gosh,
and the pain was gone. Except, after the fact, the pain was gone. I couldn't believe it because there was a big feeling within me that I was going to go through this surgery and the pain was still going to be there, that nothing was going to change.
I mean, I can relate to that with kidney stones.
Oh, right, yep.
But yeah, that fear is real.
I was so afraid.
Oh my gosh.
I was so afraid. And so I got through it, I'm in menopause, blah, 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 and I started noticing that I would wake up and feel hopeless. Hopeless.
Yeah.
And I would be like, what's wrong with me? And then I would go, because I had to go back and see Dr. Al every 2 months, and he would ask me, how are you feeling? And I'm like, I'm so sad. Like, I can feel I'm hopeless. And I don't know why. And he said, well, that's because you don't have any hormones.
Yeah.
He's like, you just get to 6 months and we're going to get those hormones in you and you're going to feel better. So I got to 6 months and he gave me estrogen, and I took it, and about a couple of weeks into taking the estrogen, I started feeling that familiar pain.
Oh, the pain.
The pain.
No.
So I called him and he said, stop taking it. It's still there. You can't take it. And so I remember weeping because I was like, oh my God, I can't. The hopelessness and the hot flashes, and it was rough.
Oh gosh, that is
so fast forward again, we got to about a year after my surgery, and he said, let's try again. Let's see if we can give you the estrogen and start to help you feel better. And I took it, and there was no pain.
Love it. I couldn't remember how long you said
it was a year.
It took. Oh my gosh.
So there must have been so much extra endometriosis in there that they couldn't see.
Right.
Because it was microscopic and it was just waiting for an opportunity.
Gosh, and it takes that long to
It took
get it
that
out
long.
of your body. That's crazy.
So without the estrogen, it will die. And so, Dr. L told me that, and he said, it has to die. If we give it any estrogen before it's even a little bit dead, it will grow. And he was right. So we get a year into it, and I started taking the estrogen and progesterone, and then he gave me a little testosterone because I was so exhausted all the time, and the world got better.
Oh. And now you feel like yourself?
I feel like myself.
Okay, good.
The only bad thing is when you are thrust into menopause like that, again, when you
That is a wild ride.
It is a wild ride. You're missing all of the hormones that your body is used to having your whole life.
Right.
And I think there are definitely some ramifications for
Absolutely. So my grandmother had a hysterectomy, and I remember my mom saying that afterwards she just was not right for a while, and especially back then. Yeah, and can you imagine the care, women's care back then?
No.
And that was like maybe in the 60s, I think.
Oh man.
Oh my.
Well, they were probably cutting them straight up and down back then too. They would cut through their abdominal muscles.
Right. Oh,
they don't do that anymore.
Gosh.
Thank God. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So things got a lot better, but it really did a number on me. Thinking about all the doctors who did not believe me.
Yep.
Who did not believe that I was in that much pain.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so as soon as my youngest daughter, started talking about how much pain she was in. She was 14, she was in 8th grade. And she was describing it to me. She was a pretty elite athlete, you guys. I mean, we're talking about basketball, soccer, cross country. The kid was a athletic beast. And we got to the point where she was in so much pain that she only went to school for her core classes. She couldn't play sports anymore. And I was like, Malls, you have endometriosis. And like I said before, we found that one doctor who
Thank
said,
goodness you found him.
yeah,
Oh my
he was
gosh.
great. He was great. And I remember we were sitting, we tried birth control pills, like, oh my God, I'm putting my 14-year-old on birth control pills. This is insane. But we tried everything before,
Right.
everything we could before we decided to do surgery.
Right.
And the Dr. Adams, he has girls of his own. And when we got to the point where nothing was working and she was still in pain, she wasn't going to school anymore, I said, if this was your daughter, what would you do? And he said, if this was my daughter, I would take her into surgery, and I would also give her an IUD, that's progesterone, that would try to push her estrogen down enough so that it would at least try and slow down the endometrial growth.
Right.
And so that's what we did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt good after that.
It took a while, because I mean, I think we talked about it before. She also has a condition called PANDAS, which makes sense because PANDAS is inflammation,
Yes.
and endometriosis is a disease of inflammation. All of it works together, you guys. I swear, no one. I can't imagine anybody in the world has one autoimmune issues, because one leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. They're all connected.
Right.
And so the surgery was successful, except that she was still in a lot of pain. But what we've learned since then is your nerves almost become inflamed to the point where any little thing will make them remember the pain, and they will just flare up.
Oh goodness.
Which is what it was with her. And so we also saw another doctor, her, oh my gosh, what is he? He's not an endocrinologist, he's a immunologist, Dr. Lichtenberger. We found him, and he put her on a medication called naltrexone. It's a compounded medication, and literally in high doses, it's to help people who are addicted to opioids.
Oh, okay.
But like, 150 milligrams, but low dose naltrexone, like 6 milligrams, will take down your inflammation.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
what it does, it's very interesting. What it does, its sole job is, so you have these endorphin receptors,
Okay.
and the naltrexone covers them.
Oh.
And it makes your brain think, oh wait, there's no endorphins being released. Because people think that endorphins are just for happiness, but if you don't have endorphins, you can't fight off disease, and you can't get your inflammation down.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yep.
Yep.
So it floods. So instead, so then naltrexone doesn't do anything but cover those receptors.
Okay.
So your brain does the work. Your brain goes, more endorphins. So it sends out more endorphins, which it did. It got her inflammation down. Her pain went down. The IUD was able to do its job. End of story.
Love
she
it.
was much, much better.
Good.
She was back in school. She was back in sports.
Goodness.
Right.
What a wild ride.
It was crazy, but luckily she did not have the same experience I had, where we had to go to doctor after doctor who didn't believe her.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, he believed her
what to do.
immediately.
Yes, so our kids don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So you really do have to be a advocate for your own health. You have to be an advocate for your children.
Yes.
Because Dr. Adams was the first one who said, this is a young person's disease. And I said, well, is Molly the youngest person you've done endometriosis surgery on? He said, no, I've done one on an 11-year-old before.
Oh my gosh, yes. So if you're in pain, advocate for yourself. Don't let them tell you that you are crazy.
No.
You are not.
You are not crazy.
You are not.
And pain is not normal.
It's
and
not.
It's not. It's not. So, but really, I've written like a couple of articles about what I went through, and I was surprised.
We need to put them on our blog.
We will.
Okay.
I was surprised at how many women reached out to me. And y'all, I'm serious. If you are a woman out there and you are dealing with what I dealt with, please
Email
reach
us.
out to us.
Yes.
Yeah. It's hello@cougarcollege.com. send us an email. We will respond.
Yes.
Because you're not alone. I don't care who makes you feel like you're alone. You're not alone.
Yeah.
We've been through this. We've been through a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, we have been through so much. How are we only halfway through life?
I know, right? Right? It's crazy. But anyway,
Goodness.
any questions you have about endometriosis?
Gosh, I feel like I've learned so much tonight. It's crazy what you went through, friends. And I don't think that I realized, I mean, I have heard a lot about endometriosis, but I don't think I realized how the tissue just like glues your organs together. That blew my mind.
And Dr. Al showed me, he came in and he showed me a picture, because I want to show you a picture of what your innards look like.
Oh my gosh.
It was so, we should put that. Okay, when this airs, we'll put a picture of my innards on Instagram.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, and he was showing me, I had one doctor, I remember telling me that when I asked him, could this be endometriosis? No, endometriosis does not bleed. Okay. So
what?
Dr. Al showed me how he touched one of the lesions and it popped and it was full of blood.
Gosh.
Full of blood.
Goodness.
Because, and it makes sense, because inside your uterus, that endometrial lining, it collects the blood all month long.
So how could someone think that endometriosis doesn't?
Right. Oh, girl,
That doesn't.
it was black.
But imagine your organs being glued together and people telling you that's not painful. I
Yeah.
mean, crazy.
You're every woman has pain in this theory. You're not special. Oh my God. So, anywho, that brings us to the end. Cougar students, Liz, have you learned anything tonight?
Yeah. I just learned
So many things.
so many things. That your organs are glued together.
Yep, they can do that. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
That I can't. I'm so glad that you found your doctor.
Oh, he's the best guy.
Oh
When
my
he
gosh.
here's another funny story. So because I had a hysterectomy, every time I still go every year, because I have to go every year legally to get my hormones.
Yes.
And so I go in every year and I walk in and I sit down and the nurse comes in and she's like, okay, get undressed, put this gown on, put your feet in these stirrups. And I say, no, honey, no, there's nothing to see here. I'm not here. I'm not going to put my feet in those stirrups and I'm not getting undressed. And they always go, okay, you need to do this. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Just get in the stirrup. Just get my doctor to tell me to come in. And so they always look at me and they're so irritated with me. And then Dr. Al will come in and he'll look at me like, this theory, are we not doing this? I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, just give me my hormones and step aside. And he's like, all right.
Yes, you've been
Just
through
my
enough.
hormones, yeah.
You've been through
Yeah,
enough.
he never bothers with me. He's like, ah, that's fine.
Oh,
He's
he's
so
a
great.
good
He is.
guy.
He's great.
He is.
He's awesome.
Yes.
All right, so Cougar students, thank you so much for sticking with us. I know this was a long, heavy one, but thanks for tuning in, and I really hope this has been helpful for somebody.
Yes. And please follow us on Instagram at Cougar College for the topic of each new episode. And don't forget to tell everyone you know
Everybody.
about your new favorite podcast, us.
Us. And if you're looking for official Cougar College merch, you can purchase our hats at www.kfstudioshandmade.com. The link will be at the bottom of each episode.
And like we said, feel free to send us an email, hello@cougarcollege.com, if you'd like to reach out to us.
Yep. And so for now, Cougar students, we will see you guys next week. Episodes drop every Tuesday on all of your favorite podcast platforms, YouTube, and our blog on Substack. So stay curious, keep learning, but do not party until your studying is done.
And may you end your day wiser than you began.
Yay!
Bye, guys.
Bye.